Good evening and welcome. This is our Tuesday, May 31, 2016 edition of the Government News Brief. In the news, Housing Ministry's 50-50 payment plan still on, a national call is made for unity to develop Guyana, and improved health care for Guyanese on the cards as the government moves into its second year. I am Azim Khan. Stay tuned for the details. Thank you for staying with us. This is the Government News Brief. Here now are the details. The Central Housing and Planning Authority's Jubilee payment plan had been extended for 2 days, contrary to an earlier announcement that the deal was cancelled. Here is an update.
The Minister with responsibility for housing, Valerie Sharp-Patterson, explains that the additional time caters for those persons affected by the premature announcement and who were unable to make the necessary payment to the CHNPA.
Because I've recognized that some people came here and were unable to pay. So my decision is to extend the payments 2 days beyond today. Today was supposed to be the final. So persons now have up to the 2nd of June, which is Thursday, to make their payments. I think it's reasonable, and I believe that I had to consider this because even persons living outside of Georgetown who came here to make their payments had to return with their money.
An initial report that the promotion has ended was due to miscommunication on the part of housing officials, Minister Sharp-Patterson said.
I said to the management, because you have not received any decision of the board in writing, then you don't act on what the media says. Management is not supposed to be informed of any decision through the media. So I said to them, go ahead. As normal, operate as normal, continue to take the payments.
The 50-50 plan was launched in February in the commemoration of Guyana's 50th independence anniversary. The plan provided for every person that had been allocated and paid the first half of their house lot by the end of April to qualify for a 50% discount in the second half to be paid by the end of May.
The 50-50 promotion was a promotion that I proposed to management because I felt it's going to do the Guyanese people a good thing. It will also help us to improve our occupancy rate. It will increase business for suppliers. And most of all, the most important benefit is that people who were unable to pay the high cost for house lot, this promotion will now make it more affordable.
The payment plan was also applicable to the beneficiaries of turnkey homes in terms of the cost of the house lot, not the homes. Also, in commemoration of Guyana's 50th anniversary, the CHNPA had promised to give 50 persons $300,000 as a subsidy. The beneficiaries of the grants were required to be living within one of the government's housing schemes, and the subsidy was to be used to carry out home repairs. With this news brief, I am Glendon Greenwich.
There is a national call for unity as the tool to further develop Guyana. President David Granger has stressed that the current generation has an obligation to repair the past damage. The details in this report.
Other government officials used the opportunity of the flag-raising ceremony to remind Guyanese of the importance of working together for Guyana's development.
I believe that all of our political leaders, all of our political parties, they deserve to be commended for the role they played to bring us this far. And if we are to move forward, more than ever, we need every hand on the deck. As I refer to the Guyana ship, we need all hands on the paddle. We can't look at which paddle is red and which is yellow and which is green. We have to look at the Guyana paddle. And we have to play like the Guyana team. We have to bat for Guyana. We have to bowl for Guyana. We have to run for Guyana. And above all, we must win for Guyana.
And we want to continue the inclusiveness. We want to ensure that we are not divided by race, ethnicity, and that we judge people as Guyanese. And we see ourselves as Guyanese. Not that we should judge, but we should see ourselves as Guyanese. That's our goal for the next 50 years. And that's why Brigadier David Granger, president of this great land of ours, he elevated this whole question of social cohesion to that of a ministry. So we have a minister of social cohesion whose remit is to ensure the continued unity or uniting of the peoples of Guyana, whether it's culture, whether it's race, whether it's religion.
Fellow Guyanese, fellow Londoners, just as we together work to gain independence, we have to work together to build a nation. It calls for collective effort.
Government believes that Guyanese are willing to embrace change in national unity. This has been the feedback received by the Ministry of Social Cohesion in its numerous outreach programs.
The people out there, they want social cohesion. They are fed up with a group of people or a section of society dividing the Guyanese people. They want us to work together, and I can tell you that they are responding greatly to social cohesion. And we have had, in our sensitization programs, I can tell you, in every region, we have had successes at our initiative. You can see the response from them that they want this social cohesion. They want this working together. They are seeing the benefits that working together will give to them.
The Ministry of Social Cohesion continues to engage Guyanese in its quest to create a unified society. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
A new agreement is currently being considered for local law students to gain entry into the U Wooding Law School in Trinidad and Tobago. Glendon Greenwich gives us the details.
The original agreement among the Council of Legal Education, the University of the West Indies, and the University of Guyana saw the top 25 UG law grads gaining automatic entry into the U Wooding Law School. However, this arrangement came to an end in 2013. That agreement did not cater for foreign students who would have completed their studies at the Guyana's institution.
A new collaborative agreement was drawn up, and in that, Guyana has added 10 persons also who would be non-Guyanese graduates, and that would include the students from Belize. You know, we have a lot of Belizean students, of course. He's had some Jamaicans and so on. So that would be 25 plus 10.
This new agreement is currently being reviewed by a subcommittee of the Council of Legal Education and is expected to soon be finalized. The U Wooding Law School has complained of space being an issue, and as a result, Bahamas and Jamaica would have established law schools, with Antigua making steps to establish their own. Minister Williams is of the opinion that this process strikes a blow at integration in the region.
At the same time, we're looking at the question of establishing a law school itself in Guyana, whether public-private venture or not. But whatever it is, the question is that we believe that that law school should also be under the aegis of the Council of Legal Education, for the reason that the graduates would be able to be admitted to practice in the entire CARICOM as against just being confined to Guyana. So we are actually working feverishly on this matter.
Guyana will be exploring the possibilities of making a financial contribution to U Wooding until it can resolve whether or not it will establish a local law school. Government News Brief, Glendon Greenwich.
Minister within the Ministry of Education, Nicholas Henry, who had responsibilities for the May 26 Jubilee Independence celebrations, says all her objectives were met. Here is that report.
Minister Henry says the events, including the flag-raising ceremony, required precise planning.
The vision of this is really to bring people together. I think we have succeeded in that, and my objective was met. I wanted this to be the largest flag raising ever. I think it is a fact that it was the largest. You can't doubt the numbers. What I was particularly pleased with is the number of persons when I saw those cell phone lights across all those stands. There is nothing, there is no walkout. there's no detractor that can take away the pride and the joy that that brought.
Minister Henry extended congratulations to all those who made the celebration a success. She is of the view that there will be an everlasting memory left with those who participated, especially the students.
To those who participated, those 1,000 students who participated, I applaud you for your effort. I thought it was great performance. I know how much it means to each and every one of them. And I know that those memories they will cherish, and they will share the photographs with their children and their grandchildren, because they were part of history and they've all contributed to the success of Guyana at 50.
The Jubilee celebration continues throughout the year with a number of activities still scheduled to take place. Isaiah Brappage for the Government News Brief.
The Ministry of Public Health promises improved care for citizens as the new administration steps into its second year in office. Shivani Rampasad tells us more.
Minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Karen Cummings, has outlined some major projects for the health sector as the APNU plus AFC administration commences its second year in office. Information gathering and storage are among the major target areas.
We would like to see in the Ministry of Public Health computerize and interlink database system. We would also want to see evidence-based practices. Guyana is data rich, but I want to say we might be information poor. And so we definitely want to ensure that whatever we say, it's backed up by evidence.
She noted that with the advance in technological era, it is essential to equip the sector with information communication technology.
We want to implement effective telemedicine. As you know, Guyana is so vast. We have 10 regions, especially regions 1, 7, 8, and 9. And even though you would have sent medical personnel to those areas, so we want to ensure that they have good communication system, cell phones, and so forth, so we can, in case they would have had any encounter or difficulties, they can, relate with their seniors so they can have correct diagnosis being made, etc.
The minister added that the ministry will also be promoting health literacy to allow better patient-doctor relationships. This move will also educate the public on diseases and services, allowing them to make informed decisions about their health. For this Government News Brief, Shivani Rampasad reporting.
That concludes today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website. We do encourage you to subscribe to our website and YouTube channel. You can also like and follow us on Facebook to be kept abreast of the new developments. Do join us again tomorrow for another edition of the Government News Brief. Thank you for watching.